The rain fell in sharp, cold sheets over the quiet town of Millbrook, a place known more for its sleepy streets than for scandal. On the surface, it was a town where everyone knew each other's names, where neighbors waved in passing and children played freely without fear. But behind its calm veneer, darkness was beginning to fester, darkness that would soon consume families, friendships, and futures. It began with a single disappearance. In the spring of 1999, 17-year-old Claire Matthews vanished on her way home from a late-night shift at a local diner. She was last seen walking along the highway shoulder, clutching her backpack close to her chest as headlights passed by. A friend had offered her a ride, but she declined, saying she'd be fine. She never made it home. At first, people assumed she had run away. Teenagers did that sometimes. But when days turned into weeks, and Claire's cheerful smile stopped appearing behind the counter at the diner, fear set in. Posters were stapled to telephone poles, and volunteers combed the woods. Yet, there were no answers. Then it happened again. That summer, 19-year-old Ethan Clark, a college freshman home on break, disappeared after leaving a late-night party. His car was found abandoned by the river. Keys still in the ignition, doors unlocked. Like Claire, he seemed to vanish into thin air. The whispers began. Parents locked their doors at night. Teenagers stopped walking home alone. The people of Millbrook started looking at their neighbors differently, wondering if the person responsible was someone sitting across from them at church, or buying groceries at the same corner store. The police were under immense pressure. Detective Martha Doyle, a seasoned investigator known for her persistence, took the lead on the case. She noticed chilling similarities. Both victims were young, both disappeared at night, and both had been walking alone. There were no signs of struggle, no evidence left behind, just absence. Months passed, and another life was stolen. This time, it was 15-year-old Hannah Lewis, a bright-eyed sophomore who loved playing piano. She was last seen leaving her best friend's house just 3 blocks from home. Her parents waited by the window, expecting to see her familiar silhouette appear any minute. Instead, they saw flashing police lights outside their house as the hours dragged on. 3 young people, gone without a trace. The community's grief turned into rage. Town meetings grew heated. Accusations flew. A curfew was enforced, and rumors of a serial predator swept through Millbrook. Parents no longer trusted letting their kids go out after dark. Detective Doyle worked tirelessly, poring over reports, retracing every victim's last steps. Then she found something, a clue so small it had been overlooked. Each of the missing teens had made a stop at Benson's gas station the night they disappeared. It was an unassuming place on the edge of town. Rusted pumps stood under a flickering fluorescent light. The owner, Ray Benson, was a man in his 50s with deep-set eyes and a reputation for being friendly but private. Doyle questioned him, but his answers were vague, and he claimed to barely remember seeing the victims. Still, something about him unsettled her. Weeks later, Doyle received a tip from a truck driver who often passed Benson's station at night. He reported seeing a white panel van parked there, sometimes with young passengers climbing inside. When Doyle pulled Benson's records, she found he owned such a van registered under his cousin's name. With a warrant secured, police searched Benson's property. What they discovered was worse than anyone had imagined. Behind the gas station, concealed by a line of overgrown trees, was an abandoned storage shed. Inside, investigators uncovered evidence that turned their stomachs. Clothing matching the victims' descriptions, restraints, and journals filled with disturbing writings about preserving innocence and keeping souls safe. The truth was more twisted than the town ever expected. Ray Benson wasn't just abducting these teenagers. He believed he was saving them from the corruption of the world. He saw himself as a protector, a twisted guardian who justified his crimes through delusions of morality. For months, he had been luring his victims with promises of safety, then keeping them captive in hidden underground rooms built beneath the shed. When authorities finally broke through the reinforced trapdoor beneath the shed, they were met with a sight that froze their blood. Claire Matthews and Ethan Clark were there alive, but frail, emaciated, and traumatized beyond words. Hannah Lewis too, her wide eyes reflecting a terror no child should ever know. The 3 had been imprisoned, their lives stolen in the cruelest way, not by death, but by having their freedom, their futures, and their voices ripped away. The rescue made national headlines. Reporters swarmed Millbrook, The town that once stood for peace became forever associated with horror. Ray Benson was arrested, his shackled figure dragged from the gas station, where families once bought candy and soda. His trial revealed years of planning, obsession, and a mind warped by delusion. But survival did not mean the end of the nightmare. Claire, Ethan, and Hannah struggled to return to normal life. Nightmares haunted them. Simple freedoms: walking outside, hearing a door creak. The hum of fluorescent lights triggered waves of panic. Families tried to heal, but the fractures ran deep. Their laughter was quieter, their joy dimmed by what had been stolen. The story of Millbrook became a chilling reminder that evil often hides in plain sight. The smiling face at the gas pump, the man offering to help sometimes. Those are the ones who steal the most. And though Ray Benson now rots behind bars, the scars he left remain. For those 3 young survivors, their stolen lives can never truly be returned. Yet the most haunting question lingers in Millbrook to this day. Were there others, hidden somewhere, whose lives were stolen to lives never found, voices forever silenced? And just when Millbrook thought the nightmare was over, investigators uncovered one final journal entry from Ray Benson. An entry that listed more names than the 3 who were rescued. Names of people who were never reported missing. Were there more stolen lives out there, buried in the shadows? The answer may never be known. Comment, like, and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.